So another day, another project. Got my boy Alex over here.
Yo.
And we're working on making a mold of this LTW lip. Since they're so fragile, we keep breaking them.
By the way, we 3D printed this lip. We didn't buy this anywhere.
Yep, this is straight from the 3D printer, as you could tell. You know, we got the Bamboo Labs.
Yeah,
Quality's untouched. You can't mess with it. Fiberglass. We've got resin. We have gel coat. And we have mold release agents. So what we're going to do first is we're going to add some flange material to this lip. We're going to hot glue this cardboard all around. And then we're going to add some wax. So we have a nice fillet angle so that this releases easily. And we'll start applying gel coat and stuff. So stay tuned.
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io.
Here's where we're at. We got all our mold release applied. We got PVA on. We're just waiting for this to dry. I'll probably give it one more coat of PVA and then we can start applying our gel coat. I got everything over here. So we've got our gel coat. Then we got our polyester resin for the fiberglass. We have two different fiberglasses. So the thinner one I'm going to do first so that we can contour and we don't get like crazy bubbles or lifts. And then the heavy stuff we use to build up layers. We have 2 gallons of resin. We'll see how much we need. I think it should be about a gallon per yard. That's 10 yards. We'll see what happens. We're going to find out. But yep, this is what we're looking like.
Looks even crazy on the camera.
Yeah. We got our PVA laid. Now we're just gonna wait for this to dry. And so we don't waste any time, while this is dry, we're gonna start cutting up our fiberglass pieces. It doesn't need to be crazy. We're just gonna open it up and cut it. So then while we have the epoxy going, we're not just running around. So we got it all elevated off the table. We're just waiting for this to dry up a little bit more and we can start mixing up our tooling gel coat. So this is some orange tooling gel coat. You mix this with this Mech P hardener. So we got these 2 scales. It goes at like, I think 20%. Something like that. We got a little card in here that tells us how to mix it. We're going to go off of that. We're going to add a little extra hardener because it's really cold in here and we want this to go off a little bit quick. And I'm going to do 2 heavy layers of this and then we're going to add our resin. And what I'm going to try different when I do the resin is I have this, I think it's a silica powder. We're going to thicken the resin and we're going to put it along all the seams so that it's like solid here so we don't have any cavities. Because when I made this other lip mold, I had a bunch of like bubbles and stuff on these edges. So we'll see if that makes a difference. If not, it can't hurt. So let's get it. It's time to mix up some gel coat. So what we got here is some tooling gel coat from Fiberglass Supply Depot. So this goes in, I believe, at a 2% ratio with our Mech P hardener. So I'm gonna do some math real quick and I'll get back to you on that. But we're gonna measure the weight of our gel coat here and the weight of our hardener here, since it's smaller, less, blah 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 blah. Mixing, applying, waiting. Then we do it one more time and then we can start applying fiberglass. Oh yeah. In here, I'm just gonna mix this up. We added a little bit extra hardener because it is cold and we want this to go up quick. So I need to move relatively fast so that this does not end up going off in the cup, because that is a possibility. We also need to be thorough with mixing this up. Scrape the edges. I should have done this in a bigger cup, but you know, it'd be like that. All right.
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
Now we're cutting up some fiberglass. We're gonna reinforce the gel coat with some fiberglass and polyester resin. Got our resin mixed up here. We got Alexander cutting up some fiberglass here. So we're just gonna make this thing thick. And we also got this piece all painted and ready for mold preparation.
He's kind of cheap, so I can kind of understand.
Got 2 layers of fiberglass on. About to put on the last one and get out of here. It's like 8 o'clock at night. We getting shit done. This is done. This is ready to get molded tomorrow. This shit's looking real good. This is where we're gonna leave it off for tonight. Mold has been completed. I'll let this bake, well, cure in this cold ass garage until tomorrow. We'll demold it and see how it goes. I added this wood to stiffen it up a bit. So yeah, tomorrow we'll do this one.
So I'm gonna take my grinder here and start trimming this. I would film it, but I need to run the vacuum and do this at the same time, and I need 2 hands for that. But I'm just gonna trim all this excess off along this edge, blah, 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 in here a little bit, and then we can start demolding. All right, so I got this trimmed up a little bit. Take the sander and soften these edges, and then we can start popping out this lip and see what we got. This is what it's looking like underneath still. So this out of the mold. Honestly, this is probably one of the best molds I've made so far. Like, everything went on really well. The peel ply is nice and thick. This mold is solid. There's lots of gel coat on here. Very sturdy. No flex at all compared to like this one that I made. Had a lot. It was very thin. It's very easy to squish and stuff. But happy. Then you just peel this off. Give this a rinse and it'll be ready to go in a couple days. Well, we gotta order material and stuff anyway, so we'll let this cure. Look how nice that comes out. Wow.
Artlist.io.